starting the meditation. We are going to be, you are coming for the second time. So we are all sending to you love, and your soul is asking for respect. It's asking for respect. And the thing is that in North America, people don't have self-respect. So how can anyone expect respect? It's a huge dilemma. The older people, all of us are thinking, yes, now that Google has replaced us uh, as wisdom guides, etc., any kid can reach out. So old people are not respected anymore. In all other societies, old was like, oh, this person has managed to live long, so we have to respect him. He knows something more than we do. The average lifespan was like 34. So anyone who is above 34 was respected. He must be knowing strategies on how to live for a longer time. And hopefully he will share his wisdom with us if he has survived so long. So he's wise, even after 34. The Greeks lived only till 34. But all the old people in our society, dear D, are looking for respect. But respect is something that even if the whole group was to give you respect, it will just come and go. But when you awaken your own self-respect by awakening the sense of godliness inside you, then that is what heals you. So everyone wants something. Some people want love, some people want understanding, some people want, in your case, it is respect. So we are all sending to you love, love that will take away the need for having respect from the other people on the planet. In this planet, people don't have self-respect, because to have self-respect means you have to be able to say, I have more than enough. We all live in a consumer society. No one feels that they have enough. If you have, even if you have the latest car, now you want the Tesla car. Even if you have the Tesla car, then you would think, oh, I want the idea. If you have the latest Apple, then you would say, I would want the Samsung. If you have the Samsung, you would say, everyone wants something more than they have. Everyone wants. So when you want something more, you have a sort of a fake respect for someone who has that. So you see someone on the street driving the Tesla or the latest electric car, which is actually these Teslas and electric cars are huge children's toys. It's a toy. Like electrical car used to be a toy. Now it has become big for big people, and people are very obsessed with it as if it's going to save the world. It's not. It's just a money thing. There were electric cars, just so that you know, before Tesla became like, and its stock market went, its price went up 12 times the share market. So these are just hypes in the world. There can be no, it's very challenging to have self-respect when the world is obsessed with things, because someone is going to be having more thingies, someone is going to be having less thingies. So the world right now is very, very consumerist, and we don't have enough respect to give to others. We respect, for example, things like, okay, maybe Bill Gates or Bezos or that Amazon guy, etc. And that guy just had a divorce. Poor fellow had a divorce. Divorce is that, like, if you are really a billionaire, you're not going to be going for a divorce situation. But when you are in that super billionaire category, uh, it seems his the brother of the girl that he was cheating with leaked those SMSs of his sister, so that the cheating came out in the open, and then he had to marry his lover. Probably he just wanted to, he was like me, simple, like, cheating and not getting away with it is okay. But the moment you have cheated with someone, yeah, because you have a wife and the same wife for the whole life. But now that you have cheated, and now you're replacing one person with whom you were planning to grow old with another person, what's the point? It's the same thing. You know, all people are just factories of gases and various things. No one really sees the other person as a person. So we see the other person as a person, as a level of personality, body, and we make a judgment. And these judgments at other people make us sick, because everything in our mind that we have, this happened, that happened, It happened due to someone. And since we did not see or do not see the divinity of the other person, we don't see the divinity of the other person. We just see the other person was like this, he was a mean person, he wasn't good and all that. So we don't see that, and this judgment becomes a disease in us. So diseases are always going to be three types. Diseases from our mind, when we don't think of everyone as being divine and everyone is doing something, so everything is divine. Diseases which are going to be natural. We have a body, it's going to be having issues, especially with age. And diseases, the third category, diseases which God gifts us with. Jesus was supposed to be epileptic. And thank God for that, because after that, the society changed. Before that, it was considered to be a disease, and people would even kill their children if they would see that epileptic. And then once they found out that, oh, our Lord God himself was epileptic at times, so they then started to accept their children. So then it became a divine disease. So diseases are going to be red flags helping us to become better. And how better? By becoming more spiritual. Because no matter how much we do, we are trapped in this body. We are trapped in this body, and our minds could be free without any, if we don't have any judgment at anyone, then we see the divine, the God in everyone. When we see the God in everyone, we are like two fingers. Or this is the thumb, let's say this. Are they afraid of each other? They go against each other, but are they afraid of each other? No. And why would this thumb wish upon this finger anything but love? I love you. Yeah, I know that I see that you're different. You go against me, but I love you because we are connected. But when these two fingers don't see each other, they see, oh, there's something and looks like me, but it is the complete opposite, does everything the other way, etc., etc. When I do this, that one does it, and does not see the connecting love and heart, then it's an enemy. We have a judgment. So all judgments lead to diseases of the mind, and then the body, which will be having some diseases, because we are not supposed to be thinking, oh, I'm going to. Most of the people live as if we are going to be living forever, buying houses and this and that, as if, like, buying more than one house and this, as if we are going to be living forever. No. I go to a house and I can see that the person is so much running around the things, because these things that we buy, they give us a sense as if we have something on the planet Earth that will keep us. No, when death will come, 42 grams of our energy will just fly away. It doesn't matter whether the whole earth belongs to us. We have thousands of cars. The soul is very light. When it wants to escape, it will just escape. It does not matter. But people have this perception that if I have so much things, then maybe that will keep me held and hold me on the planet. No. Because we start identifying too much with the body. So we are sending to you, loved D, and you're accepting it, and you are reconciling, and all your judgments and the need for respect from the others is going down. There should be no need for respect from the others. If others give it, yay. If they don't give it, yay. When you have enough self-respect, the respect of others does not matter. You have to be knowing in your heart that you did your best. Other people may react in whichever way. It is their right. It is their prerogative. You have to see, just like in a chessboard, the black and white working, you have to see God as a player opponent. You have to see God is working as a player opponent, working against you, so that it's a game. And if you can laugh and if you can smile at whatever happens with you, not that someone else is dying of COVID and you're laughing, you can visualize your own death. but you know that you are focused on the spirit and your spiritual power is on, then your fear about your own body parts and this, etc., goes down, and that actually makes you more healthy. People who have the pacemaker, etc., who are controlling their body and they're always taking, oh, my heart is beating like this, etc., this, they actually have more heart attacks. People who are constantly monitoring their blood and this and that, etc., and some are valid, some have already been diagnosed and they need to be following up with those, but otherwise people who have all these Fitbits, etc., good music, so they have, the more you monitor, the more internally stressed you become. So today is basically 11 lessons. We are continuing the lesson 6, but this is different from the lesson 6 that we had on Saturday. So for those who are coming for the first time, I'll recap it. The diseases, this is a healing meditation group. So that is why it is understand good that this question of respect and judgments came up, because that is the root cause of most of the 90% of the diseases are born out of lack of self-respect or looking for respect in the wrong places. To be a healer, the first thing is that your intention has to be, I want to be a healer assistant to the universe. Since the diseases are of three kinds, one of the mind, starting with your becoming serious about something and of your judgment. Only you can heal yourself first. The second is physical stuff of the body, which is a natural thing in the world. So you have to accept that and then start to assess the other person. And the third is divine ones. Divine ones can go away only when you accept them as being a blessing. Then they can minimize. If you have heart attack and you start thinking, oh, this heart attack has really, and I know of cases, a very young person had a heart attack. They contacted me and said, see it as a blessing and change your style of life. Become more active, help others, do acts of charity, so that inside you don't have any this upheavals, emotional upheavals. When you don't have emotional upheavals, you have self-respect that whatever life you have, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 50 years, maybe 5 months, maybe 5 years, it's all good. You are helping others as much as you can. Your heart will be at peace. Your emotions will be at peace inside the heart. Your heart will, and that's actually what happened. I was slightly holistic when I communicated that. The person was in New York after the heart attack, and the person did improve there. They couldn't have children, so they got pets and all that, and they started to help in orphanages, etc. And he hasn't had a heart attack since then. And he's much more lighter in thoughts as well as in bodies. So you have to become a healer, you have to stop fighting diseases. You have to accept some of the diseases as divine blessings. Some you have to ask the other person to change the manner of thinking by praying. And some you can work with the energy that is flowing through all of us. So for the energy part, you're going to be focused. The first lesson was about intention, that I want to help the universe. I want to help the people who are suffering. That's how you take your first step into healing. The second step is that you initiate yourself with the symbols of God. So the symbols of God are cross, Om, spiral of infinity. If you have a Jewish background, you can use the Star of David. If you have Islamic background, you can use Allah. You can use whichever symbol of God. And when you focus in the third eye, in the center of your intuition, and visualize the symbol of God in golden or any way, the symbol, like a candle over out here, removes darkness without fighting. Its very presence removes the darkness caused by your seriousness about different events in your life, which we hold in our heads. When the head does not have any heavy stuff in it, then our hearts open and the energy of love flows from our heart through our palms. We can generate it and feel the golden light in the center of our palms accumulating here, and then we can help by laying our hearts even digitally across the universe, because it's a prayer. Prayer has got no restriction, neither time, neither space. So we use the palms of our hand, but it's actually the heart which is sending, and we can just pray for the other person. I want you to be well in three ways. We can see the other person being happy. We can send the rays of good and love from our heart which are emanating. We can also imagine the symbol of God in our heart now. When the head has got no heavy thoughts, then only our heart can open. An open heart is a fearless heart. If you have a judgment about something, this is bad, this is good, means that you think that there are things which are bad. And bad things, the Murphy's law will always happen to you. So Murphy's law states that bad things are there. You say that bad things are there. I say that only divinity is there. You can state, no, there are bad things there, and bad things can happen to me. And that fear goes into your heart, and then your heart is clammed up. The more fear, the more it is in a clammed up, and you're in an aggressive mode. It also leads to more adrenaline. So you start enjoying this aggressiveness. But when you don't have any heavy thoughts, you don't have any judgments, nothing heavy in your head, because the golden symbol of God is there. The moment your consciousness focuses into these symbols of God, your consciousness takes that form, and the attributes of God via these symbols is invoked inside you, because you are the same as the God. Not God, same as God. Just like water, when it has got medium amount of energy, think of it's water. It gets more an amount of the molecules escape and becomes steam. And then it melts down and comes down. And if it gets very low amount, then it becomes frozen. The rain lands up in the mountain, becomes a part of the glacier, and then it again goes. So the whole cycle is just water, water, water. So we are also exactly like God, but in a different state of mind or energy. God is nothing separate from us, but a different level of energy. When we change our thinking and our head, our energy changes. Very simple. Think of love, and your head and aura and heart are in a different place. Think of your neighbor or the people who hurt you and just those thoughts, the presence of those thoughts will change your energy. So you're not God anymore. Think of pure love, golden love, and you will discover your connection to divinity. Just by simply that. So whatever you are thinking of becomes your universe. So most people live in a consumer world where someone has more, someone has less, and we are always fighting for more and more. And because there are just n number of things, we have to fight to have more. And my more is your less. But in the world of spirit, in the word which I'm again saying, these fingers, now we are different, and the thumb is going against this, but we are all connected. The good of the other finger is also your good. So why should you be fighting for more or less? We are all connected to the spiritual self, where there is abundance of love. And by being connected to that abundance of love, this is the knowledge that the body has got an expiry date, but the soul, the spirit power, has got no boundaries. Everything is infinite. Recognizing in yourself the infinity, you let go of your body judgments and your body thoughts, and I want to eat more, I want to dress more, I want to this more than this, etc. You focus on your spirit, and your spiritual power begins to grow. With an open heart, you're directing it. And when you are sending love, the three ways were: just visualize the other person is happy with a smile, sending love from your heart, imagining the symbols of God, opening your heart and head and sending love. And the third is doing any prayer. Om Namah Shivaya, Amin. And then you combine it with your breathing. Breathing. Beneath this air is golden, very subtle golden power through which is keeping all of us alive. It is the blessing of the Lord. It goes to your heart, making your heart a church. No, you breathe out from the heart, sending love to the people in your life. Right now, we are all sending to D and you, people who are coming for the first time. Om Namo Shiva. Amen. So your breathing, your biological life, and your praying are becoming one. Your breathing is of biological function, but your praying is becoming one, so that your whole life becomes a prayer, meditation, helping others. Amen. Amen. And we are also sending love by the request of Erin and her son. So we are all sending love. And this love that has started to flow is the love that the child and her mother have asked for. It's not ours. We are becoming instruments of the Lord. Amen. 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 Once more, lesson 1, intention, that I want to be helping others. So your focus is now on the others, not on yourself. That's the first lesson. Lesson 2, initiation with the symbols of God in your heart, head. Cross, Om, spiral of infinity. Lesson 3, the mantra, Amin, with breathe in and out. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Amin is also for Islamic, also for Jewish, also for Christian. You can also have Om Mani Padme Hum if you have a Buddhist background. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Whichever your heart desires. But the breathing and the mantra, which is basically a prayer, is combined into sending love to others. So now you are becoming a healer. Sending love as a prayer, which is the third and the best way to send love. Om Namah Shivaya. We are all sending love to Erin and her son, baby. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. She has sinus problems and a lot of anger from something that happened 4.5 years ago. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah. There's a loss also. At 4.5 years ago, there is a loss and disconnect. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. The baby is very cranky. The doctor will probably tell them it's ADHD and all that, but it's not. There are stomach issues. So we just sent thoughts of love, because the mother and child are one energy. They start reflecting each other in the first phases of life. Amen. So we send to mother, and via mother we help the child. Mother's name is Air. Amen. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. So as the love is flowing through us, this is the 4th chapter, that now you start to understand that the soul is infinite. That is your teaching of the lesson 5 now. From Gita, in the 2nd chapter, you understand the attributes of the soul are infinite love, and that the soul is infinite in every way. It does not have any body attributes. We see a glass of water, and then we put a rose in front of behind the glass. So there is water in the glass and there is a rose behind the glass. Now the redness of the rose, it starts to seem as if the water in the glass is red, but it's actually the red of the rose. The same way our soul is golden and infinite and worth living for and dying for. But we start to give the attributes of the soul to the body. We start living for the body. So all the attributes of the God are actually the attributes of the soul, but the soul is inside, or rather beside the glass. So the color changes. We start to think that this body has these attributes and it's worth to live for the body, but it's only the soul that is worth living for. So knowing that the infinity of the soul, you discover infinity in your heart. The heart which was having, I don't have enough love, I don't have enough respect, and all that is washed away, and your heart opens up, and that is enlightened. When your heart is open, there is no fear, there is no judgment in the head. Your heart opens like a lotus of Buddha. An open heart has no fear. It's totally radiating love. That is your enlightenment status as of now. And you can maintain it always by having an open heart like lotus. And in that lotus, you are sitting like a god, silent meditation. Whatever is happening in your life, the mini you in your lotus heart is just enjoying the rejections, the pain, the death, everything, all the human experience it enjoys. As people, we start to enjoy only what we think is good. And that can change. Some people, as I was saying in the last one, they are ready to pay for pain. Not everyone. But so people can associate different things with different things. So from the heart, you just enjoy all the rejections, all being lonely, all being misunderstood, all being not really respected by anyone else on the planet. You're totally comfortable with that. And that heals you before you become a healer for others. Om Namo Shivaya. See yourself as a mini blessing God in the center of your heart, in a golden lotus, blessing everything and everyone, including all your rejections. I get so many rejections every day. I get endless stream of rejections, but I bless them. I can only share with you whatever I practice or manage to practice myself. Om Namo Shivaya. To all your rejections, to all your loneliness, to all your not being understood, to all you not achieving in the eyes of others or your own personality, whatever you wanted to or didn't want to achieve. You have full self-respect for yourself. You don't need any respect, neither love, neither support from anything or anyone, except from God, the grace to be on the planet. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. You don't need a relationship to be happy. You don't need money to be happy. That takes care 90% of the things. You don't even need health to be happy. There are so many people who are full of health and miserable, and there are people who are dying, but they know that they did everything that they could for others. Om Namo Shivaya. 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 So we had someone who just joined. The exercise is very simple. In the center of your heart, imagine a golden lotus. In this golden lotus, you see yourself as God sitting and blessing all your rejections, all your pain points, all your anger issues, all your sources of anger rather, or your sources of irritation, anything that, so that you bless all your rejections, all your, the seeming lack of respect in the eyes of others. That was the question. You bless your loneliness, you're not being understood, you're having less money or less whatever you think is important. You bless everything and everyone. Om Namo Shivaya. And in that way, you heal yourself and you start becoming a healer. So with your breathing, your biological life and your prayers are in one sync now. Om, breathe in. Namo, you focus on your mini you in the lotus of your heart, blessing everything and everyone, especially your own private rejections, feeling small, feeling alone, feeling unsupported, feeling that there was a loss, feeling that others are more lucky, this, that. No, you are the luckiest person. You are in this class right now. Right now is the only time that is valid. The past has no value. The present, you are focused into your true you, the mini you, golden light, the passenger in the system of your body. Your body is just your car. Your mind is just the chauffeur. And the real passenger is calm, quiet, smiling, and blessing everything. When you see the life as a biological game in which someone has more or less, you are in a fighting mode. But now you see that everything and everyone is connected, and your only job is to bless in acts, in thoughts, in whatever way you can. You bless everyone. The mini you in your heart is blessing everything and everyone unconditionally. No response wanted. No money, no respect, no this, no that. Just being a participant in the act of blessing everything and everyone, you are achieving everything. Even if you have 5 seconds of blessing everyone, you are self-realized and you are enlightened. Om Namo Shivaya. You wash out your heart in the act of blessing in the golden lotus of your heart. You are washing your heart of all. Your personality is changing. You are becoming, instead of a consumer, oh, I need this, I need that, you are becoming a giver of joy for others. Om Namo Shivaya. You can see the other people as happy. Anyone who has caused you any happiness, unhappiness, you see them as being happy. Or you can send the light from your heart with breathing. Om Namo Shivaya. Amin. Amin. Or you can just offer to them the bouquet of flowers of your prayers. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. So once more, lesson 1 was intent to help others, first lesson. Lesson 2, initiation with the symbols of God. Lesson 3, the breathing and the mantra. The mantras are Om, Amin, Om Namah Shivaya in our case. Can be Allah, can be Yahweh, depending upon the background of the person who needs that. Lesson 4 and 5, the teachings of Gita about the immortal soul. That's lesson 4 and 5. The attributes of the soul, which is infinite love. Lesson 6 was how to find your guru. Your guru is whoever gives you pain in the planet is your guru. Whoever gives you pain, managed to give you, teaches you that you are less than you could be. So that is your guru. And this is a continuation of that. So to become a healer, you can work at a level of body with just energy, but energy comes and goes. And I know thousands of people. This course is not meant to be a popular course, because 80% of the people who tune in are yoga teachers or energy healers or wannabe energy healers, etc. So when I tell everyone that when you take money for these things out of which they want to be making a profession, they get irritated and no, because it is the dream of so many people that I will just sit and do Om or send energy and this, and people will treat me with respect, etc. No, it doesn't always happen. Maybe, but anytime that we take money, there is a side effect created. So it lessens us. But the fact is that when you are working with energy, you can work at a biological level. You can imagine the symbol of energy, God, and there will be your heart will open and you can direct that golden energy to your palms, and you can have healing hands and you can lay it down. Nowadays it's COVID, so it has to be done more digitally, but you can improve. The more you focus on the center of your forehead, on the symbols of God, the more your heart opens, the more energy will flow through. But energy comes and goes. You call it like love, and then it will heal more, or you call it the grace of God, that energy. Okay. Some people use the energy but without any God sense to it, then it's just biological. It will come and go. It will improve something, but then it will be like a wave, come and go. When it's out there, then I have this energy, and people can become addicted also to it, because that energy was good. So what if it's from outside of you? Whatever happiness that energy brought you, after some time there will be hangover also, the other way also. So you have to discover in yourself a constant stream of that by imagining and always having gratitude for whatever is hurting you. That is your guru. When you recognize whatever has hurt you, caused you a loss, as a guru, as a teacher, you give to the other person, even if that is Hitler, because he was also, if that had happened in the universe, then that means that had to happen. And the people who went through that horrible, I would say it was a sacrifice, the sacrificial lamb that was cut during the Holocaust. Now they are living in so much peace and prosperity. I was in Miami, and there were sections of the best part of the Miami had only all of the best part of the Miami. There were huge apartments, beautiful, and they all had the Israeli flag. So now the people who have suffered in the past are getting so much like good, peaceful life. So you always get something. And if Hitler had not been out there, we don't know what would have happened. So you have to bless everything and everyone. Everything is divine, everything was divine, everything will be divine. That is where your faith comes in. Now we are in the lesson 6, part 2. So at this point, I have to, if you want to become a true healer, then it's not about money, as I said. It's not about your self-aggrandization, that you look good or bad, etc. It's only about how much service you can provide to others. So to do that, as long as the secret is that as long as you will work, like with a name and your body identification and the story of your life. So if I'll say, I, Tarun, I was born in India and I did it and I do this and I can do this and I'm going to send. So every time I'm using that I'm lessening the impact of the flow of love and the knowledge flowing through me. So how to avoid that? The simplest is that you have to attach the attachment that you have for your body and mind. Mind is what? I like this, I don't like that. And if someone says, no, he doesn't like that movie, then he or she is suddenly your enemy. Or at least a source of, how come that person doesn't like that movie? That movie, so Matrix has all the secrets of the universe. That person is so like, is not so cool. Like, I'm cool because I appreciate it and I see the hidden meanings and the other person doesn't. Oh. So it's just a way of thinking. We have invested in it and we think that makes us smart. So we have to let go of the body and our style of thinking and all this attachment that we have for the body, our mind and our intellect. Oh, this is the right way to do and that is the wrong way. My driving is better, my personality is better, my thinking is better, the charities for which I work or don't work are better. I think that this is right, this is wrong. So all of those things, not understanding that if I was to be sitting across you and if there is a coffee in front of us, you are seeing the left side of the coffee, I'm seeing the right side of the coffee, it's the same coffee. But I would be, and if I'm left-handed, so all those personality things happen. So instead of liking of all this attachment for our body and mind and our way of thinking, oh, this is good, this is bad, black is good, this is all that thing, we let go. And instead of that attachment, we are going to be imagining, and without this, healing powers will be very, very temporary. We are going to be imagining the saint in our case, but you can take any holy figure in your heart. So this lesson, we are going to be imagining Saint Anastasia. The reason Saint Anastasia, because she is the patron saint of healing and healers. And we all need, not you, we all need the blessings from the higher power. So this is our hand and this has the energy. So the energy flows from. But when from the higher power, we are not identifying with the body, mind, intellect, but the higher power of the universe, which is also a deeper power inside our own heart, then it flows. So we have to see in our heart and imagine like creating a tattoo of Saint Anastasia in your heart, because she is the patron saint of healing and healers. So then the divine power of healing you, what is happening when you are imagining that in your heart? Instead of ice cream and sex and money and chocolate and all those things that we like or dislike, you are creating in your heart a temple. And this temple is blessed by the Saint Anastasia. And just close your eyes. And as you create the temple of the patron saint, again, of healing and healers, that is going to be changing your heart and in effect your personality, so that you become a healer, a divine healer. A healer anyone can become. You can give paracetamol to someone who has a hangover and now you are a healer. No, you are becoming a divine healer, because that is unlimited power. All the other Reiki, this, etc., they are good, but they are very limited because they function through limited sense of who you are. We are functioning as divine intermediaries or intermediaries or conduits rather of healing from directly from the God, flowing from the divine temple that we are creating in us. So with closed eyes, as I will read the prayer of Saint Anastasia, you will create whichever temple you want in your hand, in your heart, so that the love that is flowing from your heart is not does not belong to Taron or Catherine or Chi or Doris or Dula or Jay. I'm naming you everyone. Jean, Jessica, Julia, Liz, Marina, Morgan, Preeti, Rita, you, Aksa. It's not yours. It's going to be flowing, and as it will flow through you, your personality, which is what? So many fears, so much anger, everything is going to be washed out. So you are all going to become blessings for others. Just close your eyes. We are in a group, so it helps if all of us, you can create whichever later on. Maybe right now we will do it as a group. So we will create a church in our heart. Close your eyes and feel the vibration of the prayer. Your lamb, Anastasia, calls out to you, "Oh Jesus," in a loud voice, "I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you, I endure suffering. In baptism, I was crucified so that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice, for I have offered myself in love. Through her prayers, O Lord, save our souls, since you are merciful." You have laid down the first foundation. Now, even deeper inside yourself, create the church of Saint Anastasia and feel her and accept the death of your personality, the death of your fears, anger, pain, judgments. Accept that death because it is happening right now. And let Saint Anastasia become the owner of your heart, so that your heart can be used to send love to others. With again the prayer, your lamb Anastasia calls out to you, "Oh Jesus," in a loud voice, "I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you, I endure suffering. In baptism, I was crucified, that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice. Sacrifice your personality, for I have offered myself in love. Through her prayers, O Lord, save our souls, since you are merciful." Your lamb Anastasia calls out to you, "Oh Jesus," in a loud voice, "I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you, I endure suffering. In baptism, I was crucified, so that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice, for I have offered myself in love. Through her prayers, O Lord, save our souls, since you are merciful." Amen. 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 Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on heaven as in earth. On this day give us our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us from temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, the glory, the kingdom. Sarve bhavantu sukhinam, sarve shantu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyati. Om bhurvusah tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimi dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om Triambakam Yadamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukme Bandhanan Mrityur Mokshe Yamratat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinam Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanti Ma Kasyati. Om Astoma Satmaya Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityuma Mrityumaya. Om Purnamadi Purnamade Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnimeva Ma Vishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. So everyone is going to be having a homework. You have to find and read about, there's not much, there's very less is known about Saint Anastasia, because she was born in Rome. Her father was a rich public man. Her mother was supposed to be a Christian, and she baptized her. She got married. She was very beautiful. She got married, but her husband, once he found out that she loves Christ, stopped loving her, and she was virgin throughout it all. She was virgin because he was traveling, and he started to demean her, and he treated her like a servant. He did not treat her like a wife, but he died early. And then she just gave herself to the Lord. And she's also known, if someone would get poisoned in the early, like after the 6th century, till the 13th, etc., even now, she's called the Lady of Potions. So if someone was poisoned or something, then they would call out to her. And she did so many healing miracles which were captured that she became the healer, Saint Anastasia, the healer. So you are aligning yourself. We all are aligning with her powers, which will be flowing through us to others. So we are sending love. Catherine and Chia are going to be sending love using the blessings of Saint Anastasia. You don't have to remember the prayer. You can find it anywhere. You just have to say to yourself, Saint Anastasia, I want to build a church in your honor in my heart. Bless me with your healing abilities so that they flow through me. Doris and Dula are going to be working. Jay and Jean are going to be working together. Jessica and Julia. Liz and Morgan. Marina and Rita. And Preeti and Daksana. And Rita is also going to be working with you. So whatever, a couple of groups have 3 to them. So work, and I'm going to be working with each one of you. Just one group has 3. So I'll be working with, so your job is to keep your heart open with in your heart, keep the golden temple and the lotus which you have in that temple open. Just visualize. Right now you can do it. The whole group is doing it. So you are just in alignment with with the whole group visualization. In the center of your heart, a golden heart. But this heart is a church. The presence of the golden heart with a mini you in it makes your whole body a church. And from this, in this heart, you create a separate temple for Saint Anastasia, and you ask the saints' blessings so that you can be the conduit of the blessings of healings towards others. So the group, whoever you are named with, just imagine them receiving this love, and you are also receiving love from them. Just, focusing in the center of your heart, see the temple of joy. Inside that temple is the golden light of the lotus. Inside that lotus is you sitting. You open the doors of the temple, The temple belongs to Saint Anastasia, the healing patron saint, and you start to send love and receive love. You send love, receive love, like two fingers of the same hand. Now understanding that there is no difference in you or the other person. Your lamb Anastasia calls out to you, "Oh Jesus, I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you I endure suffering. In baptism I was crucified so that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice, for I have offered myself in love." Your lamb Anastasia calls out to you, "Oh Jesus, I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you I endure suffering. In baptism I was crucified so that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice, for I have offered myself in love." Through her prayers, O Lord, save our souls, since you are merciful. Amen. Amen. Your lamb Anastasia calls out to you, "O Jesus, I love you, my bridegroom, and in seeking you I endure suffering. In baptism I was crucified so that I might reign in you, and I died so that I might live with you. Accept me as a pure sacrifice, for I have offered myself in love." Through her prayers, O Lord, save our souls, since you are merciful. Amen. 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 As you send and receive love, this exchange of love is giving you the superpower to be able to smile with your heart always. No matter what happens on the planet, to you, to your body, to your mind, to your emotions, to your intellect, you will have the superpower to be able to smile with your golden heart. Amen. 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 Good. Thank you. If anyone has any questions, they can ask me.